Mark chapter 2. Thoughts. I always think it's interesting, no matter what Jesus did, the Pharisees followed him around, casting accusations, reasoning within themselves. They weren't about what God said, otherwise they would recognize who he was. They were all about what they thought. Look at this, verse 6. But there were certain of the scribes sitting there, and reasoning in their hearts. Why does this man thus speak blasphemies? Why don't they ask Jesus? That's a lot like we are, isn't it? We talk amongst ourselves, we think about certain things that maybe even the Bible says, but we don't ask God. All we got to do is ask. He still is available to us as he was then. And just because Jesus wasn't with someone physically, even back during this time, didn't mean that he didn't have the power to know their needs and answer their call. Just as he knew these fellas were going to come along, the guys that let the guy down through the roof. And then he gets Levi. Just in case you don't know, that's Matthew. Then the Pharisees and scribes and Pharisees saw him eating with the publicans and sinners. And then they asked, instead of asking Jesus, once again, they asked his disciples, speaking amongst themselves. And Jesus heard it. He saith unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician. See, it doesn't matter how softly they whispered even. Jesus heard their questions, just as he does now. People talking amongst each other on the internet, at churches, wherever, questioning things about what the motives are of other people even. God hears that too. Seems like there's one more. Okay. Now here, that actually says the Pharisees said unto him, behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful? But now it's a question about why the disciples do something. Why don't they ask the disciples? But at least now they're talking to the right one who can give them a good answer. But this is interesting where it says, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. It's funny, the point of the Sabbath, really quite a bit of it was don't do any work. Now a lot of people are doing a lot of work to promote the Sabbath, trying to tell folks when the Sabbath is. Hey, you're missing the whole point. Jesus is the point of the Sabbath. And Jesus had opened it up for every man. John chapter 4. Woman at the well, the time is coming and now in when men, not only in this place, or in Jerusalem, he opened it up for every man. God is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.